In 5 minutes, it will be exactly 3 o'clock. That's when someone will let the air out of the tires of the tour buses at the Victoria Bazaar. There will be a major traffic jam.
Uh-oh. Given the accuracy of your predictions, I better check this out.
Come on, Willard. Let's investigate. We had best scout the area for clues, Willard. I'll go this way, you go that way.
Perhaps I can find a snack while I investigate. Huh?
These'll be amazing pictures.
Very suspicious. That tourist keeps showing up at the crime scenes. Ah! Whoa! This could be the instrument used to let the air out of the tires. Where'd he go?
Any clues, Willard?
I've been keeping an eye on that tourist with the camera. And I found these.
Oh, yes. Interesting. A tire valve cap and a hat pin that would be capable of letting the air out of the tire valve.
You should keep them with the other clue in your knitting bag, that piece of gray thread.
Oh, goodness! We've got to stop banging into each other like this.
I'll say.
Good day.
There's something about that duck I don't trust.
Willard, I don't think he knocked you into the water on purpose. My knitting bag! We must stop him! Lee!
He must have overheard me talking about the clues in your knitting bag and grabbed it.
Follow that rickshaw. It's an emergency. Go as fast as you can, Lee. I trust your rickshaw abilities.
For you, Miss Mallard, I'll try. Doc! Ah! Oh, no! Oh! Ah!
Excellent driving, Lee. We arrived ahead of the person we were following. Excuse me, sir. I believe you walked off with my knitting bag.
Oh, pardon me. I'm dreadfully sorry.
Thank you.
Can I get a photo of you with that kite on your head? No! Whoops, too late.
I'm going to be watching that duck like a hawk.
Tomorrow morning, exactly at 10 o'clock. During the boat races, some of the boats will be destroyed, a riot will break out, and the Dragon Festival will end in disaster.
Who's responsible? How do you know that?
Chief, we must stop that from happening.
He hasn't been wrong yet.
I'll send a very large contingent of the police force to the dragon boat races tomorrow.
Auntie, I'm going to go undercover and follow that fellow.
Willard?
Good job, Auntie. Discerning it was me beneath this disguise. I'm going to follow the suspect wherever he goes.
You really should eat, Willard.
I know, Auntie. I've asked the waiter to bring me dinner out here at precisely 8 o'clock. But you better go now. We don't want anyone to see us talking.
Oh, all right. Well, good night then, Willard.
Good night, Auntie.
Good morning, Inspector Widgeon.
Psst, waiter! You didn't bring me my food last night.
Oh, Inspector Widgeon, there you are. I came last night, but I did not recognize you. Here, let me get you some toast.
Oh, just my luck. The only person that doesn't recognize me is the one I want to recognize me. Well, thank you. That would be nice. But hurry! I may have to leave soon. Oh, I'll never get to eat.
Oh, I must remind Willard we have to see the exhibition of the $1 million jade necklace before we leave. The gray thread, the hat pin, and my clippings file. Zounds, an uncanny resemblance. Very interesting. Oh, my, it's almost 9, and Captain Gadwall's prediction is for 10 o'clock. Excuse me, waiter. Have Captain Gadwall and his wife taken breakfast yet?
Oh, yes, Miss Mallard. They checked out an hour ago. Mrs. Gadwall said they were off to Japan.
Oh, dear. Lee, please take me to Officer Pintail as fast as you can.
I'll try, Miss Mallard.
He's not getting away from me that easily. Not at the sight of his next criminal act.
There they are, Officer Pintail, coming out of the Duckworth Museum with the $1 million jade necklace.
Exactly as you predicted.
Hold it right there! Stop!
The bag! Better stop him before he sabotages the race. No telling what's in that bag. Right. This little game is over, my friend. Huh? What else have you got here? Something to puncture holes in boats or binoculars? Huh? Real binoculars or something made to look like binoculars? Do these really work? Auntie, she looks worried about something. Hey, yoo-hoo! Captain Gadwall! Melissa!
What is he doing here?
Sorry for dropping in unannounced, but my auntie seems to have an urgent situation on shore. If you could be so kind as to drop me off.
Inspector Widgeon is the finest daredevil detective I've ever seen.
That's my nephew. Captain Gadwall, you are a well-known thief and swindler, and these are your accomplices.
How did you...
I have a very extensive collection of newspaper clippings, and following a hunch, I recognized you from an old photograph. Good work, Willard, bringing him to justice.
And being in exactly the right spot. What a genius crime stopper you are.
Well, I thank you, Auntie. Officer Pintail. Nothing like a little detective intuition to help out.
I didn't know that was there. Officer, I demand to be released. I'm just a fashion designer. I had no idea anything was going on.
Quite the contrary, Melissa. This hat designed by you has a piece of rope added to it. The rope is from the Typhoon warning flag at the ferry terminal. I noticed you wore it during the press conference to hide the fact that you had lost your hat pin at the bazaar, where you had used it to let the air out of the tires. I always found it odd that Lee had an accident after he slowed down. He's a superb driver with lightning reflexes. You followed us to fake the rickshaw accident. The whole thing was a hoax.
It wasn't my fault. Thank you, Miss Mallard. I am so elated. I still have a perfect driving record.
You certainly do, Lee. And Captain Gadwall did it because he had recognized me from the hotel and was quite certain that if he gained the confidence of Willard and I, he would more easily get the attention of the police. And when we saw Harold back at the hotel, he was wearing the gray blazer that perfectly matched the thread I found at the Peking Duck floating restaurant. Further, it was odd that Captain Gadwall kept making predictions that concerned the police. It was all a scheme to fool the police so that the museum would be less protected when they committed the robbery. But perhaps the strangest thing is what kind of sea captain would get seasick on a floating restaurant. When Captain Gadwall said that, it led me to believe he was a fake. But I needed evidence to back up my theory.
I bet this is the picture that will win me that photography competition back home.
Take them away, men. Excellent work, Miss Mallard and Inspector Widgeon. You saved the jade necklace.
I'm starved. I was told there's great food in Hong Kong, and now I have to investigate.
Lee, we have to get to the nearest restaurant as fast as possible. This is an emergency.
Right away, Miss Mallard. And don't worry, I'll step on it.